back to Sweetwater Place. I am Kat. I'm so glad you're here. I have got an appointment later this morning to see a specialist about my eyebrows. So the thing is that I have drawn them in for years and years and years. That's what I do, and that's what they look like right now. Sometimes, because sometimes I feel like I get a little crooked or something. They're always kind of like the thing to deal with. And they're very important because they kind of like frame your face. So if I don't get that right, it's kind of, I don't know, everything looks a little off. I have used stencils before. That doesn't quite work because for me, the stencils, maybe I'm a little narrow here and the stencils end up being a little long. So it looks a little odd when I use them. So I've decided, because the pencils that I use, I will use different types of these pencils. And these pencils are not cheap. And I go through them rather quickly. And I'm just kind of like tired of doing the whole thing. But at the same time, I still want eyebrows, right? I'm hypothyroid, so my eyebrows don't grow anymore. Many times people who have hypothyroidism, they're very sparse. And that's me. I also have a scar that cuts this one right in half. And my brother threw a rock at me when I was a kid, and it slit that, and it never kind of grows back. So it's really hard to kind of like draw it over and join the two pieces and make them look, like they belong. And I just need a little help with my eyebrows. So I thought about microblading before, but I've looked into it. And I think because I more or less go for more of a drawn look, I'm thinking about the powder brows or powder ombre brows, and I'm going to be talking to my specialist about that and maybe see if I have a consultation today with her. And so we're going to see, maybe we can talk about a shape, and you know what I mean? I don't want really thick brows with a geometrical end. It's just, for me, that's just not me. I want them much more natural. Those look really nice on some younger girls, but I'm being 58. I don't want huge eyebrows. It just wouldn't look natural for me. But I do want eyebrows that I don't have to worry about. Now, the more that I find out about it, I realize it's a process. It's not like, here you're okay. It's a one done thing. It's not. It's more like a 6-week process where, you get them in if I'm doing the powder brows, and then you have to wait for them to heal. At first they look dark, then they look darker, then they scab up, and you might get flakiness, and so you might lose some of the pigment, and you just have to wade through it, which is why I started wearing bangs again, because I'm thinking maybe if I do it, then I can kind of cover the healing process a little bit while I'm waiting. And then, in 6 weeks, I go back, and then she would touch it up. And that would be like after that healing happens, that would be the final bit. And those will be able to stay for a while. It would be really nice to be able to wake up and have eyebrows, and they're already there. So I will let you know what happens and how the consultation goes, and we will start on that journey. I also wanted to say, if you have any experience with getting your eyebrows done, and I'll show you a quick little pic of my eyebrows with nothing drawn so that you can see there's like nothing there. It's very, very little, minimal brows. Let me know if you've already gone through this process with either ombre brows, powder brows, micro shading, microblading, and let me know how your experience was and if you have any tips. I would be very open to hearing them. Everybody. Okay, so I just left the beauty professional, and she's drawn on some brows for me. And so this is all pencil, but this is generally the shape that she would do. This is pencil. And one of the things that I noticed is that there's more space in between than I would normally draw. So that's kind of hard to get used to right there. But when she does it, it would start lighter here and then kind of, you know, go this way, but get a little darker. But what she's going to do is she's going to start light, because she said we can always go darker, but you can't really lighten if you start dark. So we're going to kind of, you know, go a little easy at first. And what we're going to do is more like a reddish / neutral color, because I do want the lighter color, because I told her, you know, my hair is pretty much going to be light from here on in. I really can't go dark because of the grays coming out so fast. So I don't want these really big brows, and I don't want really dark brows, but I do want them to have a nice shape. And I do think that she did a good job. I don't know, what do you guys think about that? Now, this is not permanent, this is just the pencil, and it is gonna look a lot different when they're done. But she said wear them today and see how you feel about the shape. And I do feel they look natural. It is a different shape than what I normally do, just because they're just a little further apart, and that's okay. I mean, I think they look, you know, good, and they're symmetrical. And I usually tail it really thin, and so I'm not used to having a little bit more there either. But I want to see how I'm going to feel about it. I'm going to see what my husband thinks about it. What do you guys think so far? All right, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, today is the day, and I am getting ready for my appointment. As you can see, I just put a little mascara on. I have like hardly any brows. So I'm gonna go to my brow appointment to get my powder ombre brows. And yeah, let's see how it goes. I just got back from my eyebrow appointment, and I wanted to tell you how it went. Okay, so I did not want to film there because I do want to give her that privacy and respect her place of work without, you know, making a big to-do. There were 3 or 4 other people who were working there at their stations as well, and I did not want to infringe on their area by making a video, but I will try to go over just what happened as best as I could with you. Now you can kind of see that it's still pretty inflamed, this one more than this one. It's pretty red, and it just kind of like swelled up a bit. Not too bad, and it actually doesn't really feel very irritated at all. She said that I really didn't bleed at all, so that was really good. Now this process that I went in for is to get ombre powder brows. Now normally I would bring in my eyebrows a little closer here, and so when they get them all drawn on, because they're very exact with their dimensions, they are symmetrical, and they are technically where eyebrows are supposed to start and end. And so that's what I really wanted. I wanted to have eyebrows look the way they were supposed to look, and I knew that they could do that. I also wanted to wake up with eyebrows and not have to draw them on, and I wanted to stop buying pencils that cost an arm and a leg and don't last very long, and I just wanted it done, right? So we put aside about 3 hours for the appointment, and that was just about right. It didn't really take that long, but there's a lot of checking just to make sure we're on the right path. I mean, this is a tattoo process, so you don't want to really just make a big mistake and be sorry for what you're doing. So there's a lot of checking to make sure, you know, everything's just so. And she will draw them on with kind of like a waxy pencil before she actually does the outline. So there's, again, a point where you check again to okay it before you go on. My top concern was, besides, you know, how they're going to look, was the pain. You know, the pain level, what is that going to be like? And microblading, I've heard, can maybe be a little bit more painful, but I don't know because I haven't done that. But out of all of the micro shading and the powder ombre brow recipients that I've listened to and read reviews from, and I've listened to a lot because I wanted to know exactly what to expect, there was only one that said that it was quite painful for her. And so I don't know if that was maybe because she had a reaction, or maybe her tolerance to pain was lower. But my technician said that that all of her clients, out of all of them, none of them, complained about it having real pain. And in fact, many of them went to sleep during the process. I did not, because we had a really good conversation, but, I don't know if I would have gone to sleep. I was aware of it happening. So it wasn't like, I was having a spa day, so to speak, but it was, I don't know. I want to say it felt like very light scratches, but it really wasn't that bad, And at first, I asked her, at what point do you put the numbing cream on the brows? And she said, well, I don't typically do it at the beginning before I outline with the tattoo device. She said, because that will interfere with the way it like tends to swell up after I put the cream on, and that can interfere with my outline, and I don't want to do that. So she'll do the outline first, which again just feels like scratches, and then it just didn't really bother me at all. And then she'll put the numbing cream on, then she'll go in and fill in the rest. And so it was really very doable. So we had a wonderful conversation. And again, like I said, there's lots of points where you can check and okay things. And when we were all done, she had me check and make sure that I was okay. If I needed to go in and have her fix anything at that point, she could still go in. And she tends to want to work light and then go up to, because you could always go darker rather than go dark at first. And so I would definitely ask the person who, if you're considering doing this, how they do that. Do they do the same way? Do they, go in with guns blazing at first, or do they work up to it? Normally, my technician says that she will do lighter on this round, and then in 6 weeks, when this is all healed up and we're ready for a touch up, then we can go darker. And at that point, you know what I mean, we could even add in a darker color if we wanted to at that point. So I was very happy. Normally I bring them in a little closer, and I have to get used to this, right? And so I really like the style, and I like the way that she drew them in. I told her I really wanted them to have this kind of disappearing effect, which is the ombre brow up in the front, so they're not these, really dark square brows. She gave me a cute little bag with aftercare. She makes her own products because she likes dealing with all natural things. So I've got Q-tips, I've got cotton balls. So the first day or two, I think she said, I'll have to look at my notes again. First 2 days, I think I'm just gonna take a clean cotton, and as the lymph tries to, scab up and stuff, I have to keep wiping it with the sterile cotton ball that's dry. And then at night, in the morning, and then tomorrow night, I'm going to start using this wash that she makes, and I forget what she puts in here, but it's all natural stuff. And I'm going to wash with that gently, and then she actually also makes this little balm or a salve. And I had asked her, I've seen people use A&D ointment, to put on their brows as they were healing. And she said, the A&D ointment can clog the pores, and what you really want is your skin to breathe so that it can heal during that time. And so this ointment that she makes is all natural. And again, I'm not quite sure. She went over what was in it, but it's all natural stuff. And it's just like a salve. Oh, it smells good too. and it's just going to help it to heal and keep it nice and hydrated. So anyway, that is my process so far, and the healing begins. We've got 10 days of this kind of like dark and light and then medium again, and hopefully I have enough pigment to last me 6 weeks there. And she said after 10 days, you can put a little more pencil on it if you want before we touch it up. But for the 10 days, I can't really get into a steam bath and get it wet, and don't sleep on your face. You really want to protect that area because the pigment is just it's right there, and we really don't want to lose any if at all possible. Once they are all healed, as well as while they're healing, if I'm going to go out into the sun, I need to use a hat because it's so close to the top of the skin. When you get a regular tattoo, which goes a lot deeper, you have to be careful because it'll still fade in the sun, but this one's a lot closer to the surface, so you really don't want to lose that pigment. Thing for the next 10 days is I'm not going to be able to put any makeup up here. She said no anti-aging lotions or anything like that because of gravity, they tend to gravitate here, and that could interfere with the healing process as well, and we don't want to do that. So this is just going to be kind of like blank up here for the next 10 days. And I'm using eye makeup underneath and a little eyeshadow, but I'm staying far away from the eyebrows because I don't want any chance of infection whatsoever. So I'm just going to keep it very, very clean. But anyway, this was a decision that I waited a very long time for. Honestly, I probably should have done it before this, but I just, that's the way I am. Sometimes it takes me a long time to get to things. So have you been thinking about getting eyebrows microbladed or micro shaded or anything like that? And if you have any questions, let me know. If you've had the experience and you want to share something that is of value to the community that's also looking for this, put it down in the comments, and let's have that conversation, because those comments really help people, is when people share their experience. So nothing to be afraid of. I think as long as you do all of your preliminary work, and don't be afraid to have that consultation so you're with the right person. And that person is probably going to be the person that you go back to for fill-ins, you know what I mean, and maybe to get it touched up in 1.5 to 3 years. You just never know. And you might go to that person for other things. Now she does other permanent makeup. Would I consider doing other permanent makeup? Right now, I would say no. I don't think I would be brave enough to do eyeliner so close to my eyes, although I'm sure it's fine. I saw somebody getting lip liner today, and that was a whole other experience. But it was very interesting. I don't know if I would do it or not. I cannot say never. I'm never going to say never, but I didn't even know that I would consider doing this, but here we are, right? So anyway, I like them, and I know they're dark. They're going to take some getting used to at this point, but they will lighten up considerably. It's just the process. So anyway, I just wanted to share this journey with you guys. And if you had any questions, again, let me know, and I will do the best I can to answer. Thanks so much, and I will see you soon.